Oke guys, kali ini kita akan main ya game The Sinking City. Langsung aja new game. Di The Sinking City ini berarti artinya kota yang tenggelam, ya kan? Kota yang tenggelam. Dear Mr. Charles Reed, as you request, I researched the outbursts of hysteria and vision in the city of Oakmont. Sebenarnya kayak mana ya, game itu memang betul ya nambah pelajaran bahasa Inggris kita, tapi kalau kita nggak mencari juga kita akan ngerti artinya. Kayak outburst apa itu artinya, coba deh nanti dicari itu. Of hysteria ini misterius gitu. Oke, continue. Seram ini. Seram guys, seram gay. Kayak masa lalu atau gimana nih? Jadi zombie semua orangnya di fotonya. Ya, ini game seram atau game trailer di kampret? Aku download game ini ya kan, kira karena gamenya nggak horor. Aku suka game horor ya. Apa tuh? Kayak game musim. Oh, jadi kita tinggal di kapal. Monster anjay, monster di bawah laut, dan kita itu di bawah laut tapi bisa napas gitu. Apakah dia ini seekor mermaid? Mau bunuh diri dia. Iya, bunuh diri dia. Balik lagi. Apa itu balik lagi? Wih. Kenapa nih orang-orang yang kotak-kotak nih? Apa karena resolusi lu ya? Holding kamera. Baca ya, baca.
Hope I never have to use it. But something tells me I will.
Aku rasa aku tidak akan menggunakannya. Ini monster tadi tuh, kayak gini mungkin. Ini betul.
Never trust a tourist advertisement.
Never trust.
Never trust a tourist advertisement.
Jadi mereka lagi turis terus kena pukul mereka nih. Serang.
Now get out.
Ada masih ada orang lah. Kira ini post apokalips.
At last, Mr. Charles Reed. What a pleasure to finally meet you in the flesh.
Nice to meet you.
Johannes van der Berg, at your
Kalau lo
service.
dia ininya.
I did promise to meet you the moment you arrived.
Much obliged, Mr.
Tapi udah bagus sih grafik kayak gini.
I guess I didn't expect you to mean so literally.
Please call me Johannes. But where are my manners? Welcome to the proud city of Oakmont.
Gak ada video.
Alas, now is not its finest hour, though it is its most important.
Subscribe biar aku bisa beli VGA. Subscribe. Apa ya?
You said you know someone who can help me with my problem. The visions
Oh,
of
dia
the
punya
gang
halusinasi gitu
Such
sih
vividness
yang
of
kita
dreams
pakai.
is not uncommon here in Oakmont. By chance, the man I spoke of, Robert Throgmorton, is already at the port. He has dedicated a lot of time and effort to investigate this issue. Alas, I fear he has a more pressing matter on his hands.
Where is the world?
How can I find Mr. Throgmorton?
Don't worry, you can't miss him. Throgmorton tends to stand out.
Oh, dia katanya nggak apa ya. What's Robert Throgmorton like?
Can you tell me a little about Mr. Throgmorton?
A remarkable creature, scion of a robust bloodline, a philanthropist, a scholar, and the patron of the famous Oakmont University. A man of great ambitions and even greater ego. Do not make him wait.
I'll need a place to lay my head while I'm here. Any recommendations?
Fair enough. I've already feathered a nest for you. There's a room in your name at the Devil's Reef Hotel. Here's the key.
Sounds charming.
Don't judge a book by its cover, Mr. Reed.
How do I get to Devil Reef?
What's the best way to get around Oakmont? I'd like to drop my things at the hotel.
Most locals go by foot or by boat. I've got the latter sorted for you. There's one waiting outside the port.
You're too kind, Johannes. Can you steer me towards the Devil's Reef?
Take this map. I've marked the hotel and a few other key places.
What else did you mark on the map?
The places? Like what?
You're a private eye, yes? Well, I've highlighted the police station, city archive, newspaper, places you need to get to the truth. This city is insular, its ways mysterious. No one will take you by the hand, so you better know where to turn in search of a lead.
How do you fill your days, Mr. Vanderberg?
I host a philosophy club for the like-minded intelligence, gathering seeds of thoughts
orang-orang itu
like
orang-orang
moths
sastra
drawn
gitu ya,
to flame.
filosofi gitu
Does
ya.
Oakmont really have much of a market for philosophy these days?
There is no consciousness without pain, Mr. Reed. No better moment for clarity than times of hardship.
Okay, goodbye.
That's it for now, I think. Thanks for helping me get my bearings.
No. The pleasure was mine.
Yes, the pleasure was mine.
Oh, before you
The
go,
honor.
how can I get in touch with you later?
Don't worry about that. I'm the kind of man who finds you.
Oke, map ya. Mapnya luas juga nih. Luas. Oke. T for informations. Oke, landmarks, travel points, navigation. Oke, berarti ini dia auto saving ya.
We'll meet again, Mr. Reed.
Oke, untung tadi kembali ke kapal ya, ngambil batu. Ayo, kan lagi dong. Lautnya ngeri kali ya. Tadi ada monster-monster gitu.
The end is nigh. It will begin again. What is down comes up. The seed is sowed.
I don't care about your petty excuses. No one leaves the port until my son is found, and that is final.
Excuse me. Are you Robert Throgmorton?
I am, but not interested. Go away.
The name's Charles Reed. I'm a private investigator, just arrived from Boston. I was told you might be able to help me.
Private investigator, you say? Well,
Kita ini detective.
perhaps we can help each other.
If I may ask, what happened to your son?
Why do you care? What's your angle, outsider?
Well, like I said, I'm a PI. Finding people is kind of my specialty.
Is it? Well, Albert was part of a deep-sea expedition I commissioned. This useless fool over here says he found Albert washed ashore in a lifeboat. Says he was barely conscious, out of his mind, talking gibberish in some other language. But he even tried to bite him.
And you don't believe him?
Complete malarkey. I know my Albert. I raised him strong and smart, the best of his kind. It couldn't have been him. Albert's disappearance is the work of Innsmouthers. Mark my words.
What do you know about the visions?
I've heard you're the man to speak to about visions, outbreaks of hysteria. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it myself.
Another newcomer with
Kita ini jadi detektif ya, detektif.
Yes, I know what you speak of.
Can I ask you a few questions?
How dare you? My son Albert is missing and no one in this Innsmouth-ridden city will do a damn thing. But yes, let's talk about your dreams.
Oh, are instruments.
I take it you're not the biggest fan of these Innsmouthers.
Those fish-faced freaks have overrun this city since the police burned Innsmouth to the ground. Now, those filthy migrants occupy half this damn city. The port, Grimhaven Bay, Salvation Harbor, the shells. They are everywhere.
So they're just refugees.
Hardly. They've taken work from local fishermen. They stir and agitate against us, the Throgmorton family. We are the pillar of this community, not to mention that crime rates have skyrocketed. Simply speaking, they are a big sticking pile of trouble.
Please forgive the question, but I've never met a man quite like you before.
That's because no man measures up to the Throgmorton lineage. Proud and powerful blood flows through our veins. My father united with a certain royal family. Blessed all our offspring with these exquisite features.
Mr. Throgmorton, let me help you. I'm rather good at tracking down missing people. I'll find Albert.
What makes you think you can do it? Oakmont is not exactly friendly to new arrivals.
Let's just say I tend to see things that others miss. And anyway, what have you got to lose? Sounds like you could use every man you can get.
Vera. You have a point, newcomer.
Apa tuh Vera tuh?
Sorry, did you just say Vera? What does that mean?
You had better get used to the Oakmont dialect, outsider. That is, if you want to fit in. It is a fascinating blend. Vera means fine. I was saying, we have a deal.
I see. Thank you. I need to know more about what happened to Albert.
Dame, did you not listen at all? I already told you everything. After leaving on the expedition, Albert was found on the shore in a lifeboat. These fishermen supposedly brought him to their house and then left to call me. But when I arrived here, my son was nowhere to be seen.
Anything else?
Clearly, something suspicious occurred inside the house. I suggest you stop dawdling and go see for yourself.
Where's the house where this all happened?
For Kay's sake, I thought you were a private eye. We're standing right in front of it.
You mentioned a lifeboat. Is it still around?
Yes. Face the house, then to the left is a beach that borders a fence. You'll find it there.
As much as I'm enjoying the weather, Mr. Throgmorton, it's time for me to get started.
Find my son, newcomer, and be quick about it.
Kita masuk ke kamar nih. F buat nyalain lampu. Ikan. Wih, kayak daging-daging gitu, daging ikan yang busuk. Kau siapa?
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
Hello? Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, man. What? Who are you? Are you police? I've already told them everything.
It's okay. I'm Charles Reed, Private Eye. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son.
Oh, okay. What do you want?
I want to know what happened here. Every detail.
I don't remember much. Me, Paul, and Lewis, we were here. This is our house. Barry was outside on his business. Then he came back carrying Throgmorton's son. He was unconscious, barely breathing. Barry left again to call Mr. Robert.
Then what?
We put the guy in Lewis's room. He started to make these horrible sounds and, okay, my head began to burst and he woke up. And after that, I don't remember a thing, just dreams. Drowned streets, a sleeping giant, a voice that called me.
Buat apa ya developer game ya? Buat subtitle Indonesia ya.
Tell me about yourself.
Name's Will Hammond. I'm a fisherman. We all live here together. Me, poor fella Paul, Barry, and Innsmouther Lewis Flynn. We moved here after the flood. I worked on the railroad, but the rail ain't kicking anymore, so I started fishing. It was that or starve.
Where are the other guys?
Where are all the other guys?
That's Paul there on the floor. Kay be with him. Barry's outside with Mr. Throgmorton. Lucky rascal missed everything. And I have no idea where Lewis or Throgmorton's son got to. Starting to suspect the worst.
Do you know how Paul died?
I
Paulnya udah mati ya.
don't know. When I pulled myself together, he was already gone. Kay have mercy on his soul.
Who is this K you keep mentioning?
Outsiders, show some respect. Kay is our Lord, our light, our love.
Sorry, I didn't know. I'll leave you to it.
Dewa ya namanya.
Take care of yourself, Will.
Please, detective, sir, tell me the truth. Could it be me? Did I kill Paul? Or, Kay, did I kill him?
I don't know yet, Will. The police will stop anyone coming in or out of here, so I suggest you just try and get some rest.
I'm afraid of what I might dream. My head. I still hear those voices.
I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp. I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp.
Mukanya itu kenapa? Kenapa yang gitu nih? Layarnya jadi aneh gitu.
I'm surprised they don't have someone's portrait here. Never seen knives like this before. Masterful work.
Mata-matanya aneh.
Never seen knives like this before. Masterful work.
Nggak ada apa-apa di situ.
5 cards short of a full house. Choo choo. Choo choo. Choo choo. The book is damp and damaged, but clearly well cared for. It would take tremendous effort to move this thing, let alone tossing it over like this.
Pasti kan sesuatu itu kan. Gak bisa dibuka. Nomor ini. Oke, coba kita lompat ya.
There was a fierce fight here, but someone tried to flee.
Dia lompat di sini.
I gave you clear instructions, did I not?
I've said everything I know.
Don't do anything stupid, newcomer. And keep your hands where I can see them.
Ini betul hewannya. Fisherman House. Oke deh, kali ini jadi detektifnya sampai sini dulu ya. Selama kita memecahkan misteri menemukan anak yang tadi itu, anak monyet tadi. Oke, bye bye. Sekian aja ya. Jangan lupa buat klik subscribe dan juga klik komen dan juga like. Oke, komennya jangan diklik buat komen ya. Bye bye.